Yes, my very good afternoon to all. So today topic is addressing. We'll be discussing about addressing modes. So before going for an addressing modes, for what is this actually? Why? What are these different addressing modes that we need to study? Is see here. We everyone knows about an will have instruction format will be having. What are those? Ma'am? One is a mode.
Opcode and address.
Opcode and address.
Yes, a mode, a code, and an address. Okay. So in the last class, we have discussed about instruction format, where based on an instruction format, if it is three address instruction format, we'll be specifying three addresses, and if it is two address instruction format, you'll be specifying two addresses, and if it is one address, we'll be specifying one. If it is zero, you'll be having no address specified. You'll be having only an opcode. That is an instruction formats. Now, what is an addressing modes? Like, see here, addressing mode is nothing but what are the different ways an operand can be accessed. What are the different ways an operand can be accessed? Okay, so let us consider you are writing one program and you are giving constant pi value. Okay, so that is constant. So when it is constant, in such case, instead of placing an address, you can give directly a constant value pi. Okay, means what there are different ways. So addressing modes, in that everyone knows about two different modes of addressing. If pi value is 0, then you know that it is a direct addressing, and if it is 1, it is indirect addressing. Means what? How many different ways you can access an operand. To access an operand means to access the data. This will be mentioned. So we are concentrating on this concept called address. Okay, so if it is 0, then the address specified, if you go to that particular address, you will get the operand or a data. So if it is 1, if you go to that particular address, you will not get a operand. Again, you will be having one more address. If you go to that address, you will be getting the data. Okay, so how many different addressing modes are available? We'll be studying that. So addressing mode specifies a rule for interpreting or modifying the address field of instruction before the operand is actually referenced. There are a variety of addressing modes. This makes the programmer flexible to the user. So programming to give a programming flexible to the user, and to use the bits in the address field of the instruction efficiently. So see here, the two modes that we already discussed. What are those two modes? One is direct address and the other one is indirect address. We already discussed, but let me explain once again. Now, before going for that, I already, when explaining about the previous topics, I explained about effective address. Can anyone, if you know, can answer what is an effective address?
There is direct data in it.
Yes.
The address in which there is.
Yes, this is the actual address. Using that, you can get the direct data as effective address. So in this, while explaining about direct and indirect, I explained about. So direct address is this. How can a system knows that it is direct or it is indirect? Based on the 15th bit. If it is 0, whatever the address it is specified in this is a direct address. So if you go to that particular address, we'll be getting the data or an operand. So it is your direct address. So effective address will be 457. In the same way, if it is indirect, so how can a system knows? By the 15th bit. If the 15th bit is 1, then it is indirect address. So if you go to that particular address, you will not get a data. You will be getting one more address of address. So if you go to that address, you will be getting an operand. It is indirect address. So if it goes to that particular location, whatever the operand is present, we are doing. Let us consider the operand is add B. Means what happens? The contents in the accumulator and the B operand both will be added, and the result will be stored back in the accumulator. Okay, these are two modes that we know about: direct address and indirect address. Other than that, there are so many different types of addressing modes are there. So first one, before going for the addressing modes, what in this address will reside? See here, this is an address. So how many different ways an operand can be accessed? Based on this, that is nothing but an addressing modes. Now think about there are different instruction types. So there is a memory reference instruction, there is register reference instructions, input output instructions. Means what? Data can be resided, it can be residing inside a memory, or it can even reside inside a register also. See here, the data can be present whatever that you want to access. For let us suppose if you want to perform a plus b, okay, so the operands, where the operands can be residing, there are different the operands can be residing, it may be either in a memory, or the operands may even present inside a registers also. So what this address indicates, so this address indicates whether it is a direct or indirect. So based on the where the operands are residing, if it is in memory, so based, if it is 0, then if you go to that address, you will be getting an operand. If it is 1, if you go to that address, again, if you go to that particular address, you will be getting an operand. So you should even know where an operands are residing, inside a memory or inside a register, or inside a register. So there are different modes of addressing modes are there. First, let me explain one by one. So let's start with the types of addressing mode. So we are concentrating on the address part. So how to get an operand? How to get an operand based on this address? So there are so many addressing modes. First one is implied addressing mode. So implied indicates you are not giving any address, okay, you're not mentioning any address, means go to that address for getting the data, for getting an operand. So address of the operand are specified implicitly in the definition of the instruction itself, in the definition of the instruction itself. So you have only an opcode in the implied mode. In the implied mode, you're not giving any address. You have to go for getting an operand to memory location, or you have to go for getting an operand to the register. So simply it is implicitly given inside a instruction itself. Means what? Just giving an example. See here, what CLA, what is CLA, ma'am? Clear accumulator. So we have an accumulator values. So we have an accumulator value at some value as 20 or 30. So if I don't no more needed that value which is present in the accumulator, then I will simply give an opcode like clear accumulator. So when I give a clear accumulator, the contents in the accumulator will be cleared, and you can use that accumulator for further next instructions. Complement E. So CME is complementing. So E is nothing but it is an extended. What is that extended? E is what, ma'am? It's like an extended bit when you are doing any addition, subtraction, all those. Though that extended bit will be complementing. Means if that bit is having a 0, then will be if it is 0, then we are complement indicates. If that is 0, you are making to 1. If it is 1, you are making to 0. So it's like implied indicates you're not specifying any address for getting an operand. So it's using that, it is implicitly available. So complement, clear. So when coming to immediate mode, instead of specifying the address of the operand, operand itself is specified. Well, let us suppose just now I give an example. No, you will be having an opcode, and for constant value. So constant value, instead of giving that constant value to be located in some address, I can give constant value here as 3. Okay, means what? This 3 indicates it's not an address, it is a data itself. Okay, so inside an instruction, in an address field, you have a data itself. So for getting an operand, you're not going for memory location, or you're not going for registers. The operand is residing inside a instruction itself, is immediate mode. Okay, immediate mode. So no need to specify the address in the instruction. However, operand itself needs to be specified. So here the operand is 3. Means directly you can take that and you can use that. Is immediate mode. Means inside an instruction you will be getting an actual data. So you're not specifying an address. Whatever we have the value in an address is a data. So that is the operand itself. So fast. So it is very fast. Why? Because we are not the time taken to fetch an instruction will be reduced. So the execution will be fast. So this is immediate mode. Implied is we are not giving any address or we are not giving anything, simply an opcode, means clear, accumulator, complement E, all those. So what when we are doing it will automatically, based on the register what we have used, it will automatically do whatever the operations that we have what we have given in that particular opcode. Immediate mode indicates inside that address, the address inside that address you will be having a operand data. You will be having an operand data. So there is no need of going for a memory location or a register. This is immediate addressing. See here, immediate addressing. Data needed by the processor is contained in the instruction itself. Okay, so operand equals to address field. So in this address field we have an operand as 5. So it goes to that 5. Means let me take an example. So if this is an instruction, in an opcode we have an add and we have a 5. So what happens in ALU? So let us consider I will be giving a AC value as 5. So what happens? AC value as 5. AC is what?
Accumulator.
AC is accumulator and the other operand is 5. Okay. So what we need to perform? We need to perform according to the opcode which we mentioned is addition. So if it is 5 means will you go to memory location 5 and will you get the data in immediate? No, immediate is this is your data. You have a data inside an instruction itself. So this is your data. So what we need to do? One is in an accumulator called a 5, and in the instruction in an address field, whatever the data, whatever the it is available, that will be considered as a data. So we'll be adding this 5 and the data which is available in the accumulator, both will be added and the result will be stored inside an accumulator. Okay, so this is what we have available in the address field. In an immediate, that will be acting as a operand itself, actual data. Okay, this is immediate addressing mode. Now this already we discussed direct addressing mode and indirect addressing mode. So let me start with register mode. Okay, so register mode, see here, register addressing mode. In register addressing mode, whatever the operand is there is held in register. The operand is held in register. See here, this is your instruction format. We'll be having an opcode and an address. So inside an address, we have a register. Means what? So I already said that if you have an address, so this address, it may either present in, means an operand can either be present inside a memory or it can be present inside a register. So if it is register addressing mode, means in this address field we have a register. So let us consider as the registers are few. I will be saying as 1, 2, 3, 4 some address. We'll be mentioning some address, but the address will not be in terabyte, gigabytes. The register size will be very small. It specifies, let us consider as R1. It is mentioned here in this example as R. So in the registers, it goes to that particular R, and whatever we have in that register is your data operand. So here, what we'll be doing inside an instruction, we'll be having. Yes, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, audible, ma'am.
Okay. So inside a register, you need to go to that particular register set, and inside a register, you will be getting an operand. So that is register addressing mode. So inside a register means what? You will be having an instruction format, opcode and an address. So inside an address, you will be specified a register. So you need to go to that register set, and whatever inside that content what we have will be an operand, that is register addressing. Now concentrate more, ma'am. Just now we discussed is register direct addressing. Means what? Direct indicates if you go to that register, you will be getting an operand is direct register addressing, which is direct. Let us come to indirect addressing mode. Concentrate. Here we have R, so we need to go for register set. So if you go to that particular register, you have 1000. So this is not an operand, whereas in this case, if you go to that register, you have an operand. So this is your operand. So whereas in indirect, register is holding an address, not the data, whereas in this the register is holding a operand, so you can use this for execution, whereas here register is not holding an address, data, it is holding an address. Which address? The memory location address. So it goes to that R location register, and inside this it is holding a address of an operand where it is located inside a memory. So it takes that address 1000, it goes to that memory location, and it goes to that 1000 location, and we'll be getting an operand. Are you getting the difference between register direct and indirect?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So if it is register direct, so inside a register we'll be getting a operand itself. So there is no concept called a memory. So if you go to that register, you will be getting an operand. So you will be taking that operand and you will be performing whatever the operation that you want to perform. Whereas in indirect, register will not hold an operand, it holds an address. So for getting the operand, you need to go for memory location. So this is an address, memory address location. So if you go to that memory address location, you will be getting an operand. So it takes that address and it goes to the memory location. So inside that memory location, it goes to an address called 1000, so that it gets an operand. So that is register indirect addressing mode. So first it goes to the register location. Inside that register, it holds a memory location address. So it takes that address and it goes to the memory location for getting the operand. That is register indirect addressing mode. So next is auto increment or auto decrement mode. So we'll be discussing about auto increment and auto decrement mode. So it is similar to register indirect mode. You should be clear about register indirect mode, then you can understand auto increment and auto decrement mode. Okay, so it is almost similar to register indirect. Means what? So you will be having a register. So the register contents here, it is showing as 400 register contents. It is showing in this previous example, it is not showing the register contents. Here it is mentioning, whereas here it is showing a register contents as 400. Okay, so first let me discuss about auto increment mode. Okay, so what happens in auto increment mode is, whatever that we have in a register R1, we have a 400. So it goes to the register R1, we have a 400. So this 400 is the address of memory location. If you go to the memory, you have a 400. In that 400, we have a operand called 7. This 7 and the accumulator. Here it is mentioned as, try to consider, here it is mentioned as add R1. Means the R1 contents and the accumulator contents both will be added and the result will be stored back in an accumulator. See here, R1 contents, first it goes to that register set, we got 400 plus it goes to that 400 location, we'll be getting an operand. Why? Because it is register, it is similar to register indirect. Means what? This is not the operand, this is your operand. If you go to that location, you will be getting an operand. So this operand plus the accumulator operands both will be added and the result will be stored back in an accumulator. After that, as it is auto increment, after completing the operation, R1 will be incremented automatically, and now R1 value is 401. Now auto increment is after performing R1, after performing the operation called add R1, automatically R1 contents will be incremented. Now R1 equals to 401. Okay, that will not be the case in auto decrement. First it decrements, see here R1 plus. So whereas here we will be decrementing first. After that we will be performing the instruction execution. Here we are going to that particular location, we are getting an operand, and with that operand, the accumulator content, both we are performing addition. Next, Automatically after completing this, the R1 contents will be incremented to coming to auto decrement mode. In just now I said no, auto increment and auto decrement, both this is similar to register indirect mode, except that the register is either incremented or decremented after or before its value is used to access a memory. Okay, so in auto decrement mode, first the contents of the register will be decremented. So the register values will be 400, it will be decremented. Now it is 399, now it is 399. See ma, it's some change, it is 399. So it goes to, this is 399 is an address, not the operand. Why? Because it is registered indirect addressing mode, it is similar to registered indirect addressing mode. So if you go to 399, you will be getting an operand. The operand which is present in this address and the operand which is present in the accumulator, both will be added and the result will be stored back in an accumulator. So this is your auto decrement mode. So both auto increment and auto decrement will be used in a stack operations, where once if you are inserted any elements, the top of the stack has to be incremented. So first we are doing an access, then after accessing to the memory operands, after accessing the operands from the memory, we are incrementing. Whereas decrement mode is first we are decrementing, then we are accessing the operands from the memory. Is auto decrement mode. Is, see here ma, we have done with register direct mode. So in a register direct mode, see here ma, in a register direct mode, so whatever that we have, this is your IR is effective address. We need to find out about effective address. So see here, effective address is whatever we have in an instruction format. This address is that effective address. In this, it mentions the address of memory or address of register. In register mode, it specifies in register mode, in yes, register, in register mode, in instruction format, we have an opcode and an address. If it is register mode, the address which is specified is the address of the register, is the address of the register. If you go to that particular, let us consider it is mentioned as R1. If you go to that particular R1, will you get an operand or will you get an address if it is register mode?
Operand.
Yes, good. So we'll be getting an operand. So that is register mode. Now let me talk about, see here. So effective address is what we have here. So if you go to this, then you will be getting an operand. So register effective address is IR of this address field. So what we have in an address field called R. So register field of IR. Now let me go for register indirect mode. Think about register indirect mode. Concentrate ma. Register indirect mode, you have an opcode and you have an address field. Okay, this specifies the address of any one of the register. If I am talking about register, so you will be going for getting an address to register locations, not a memory. So you are going for R1 location. Let us consider here it is mentioned as R1. So you need to go for register set. So you have a register set here. So if you go to that register, what will be getting here? Address or an operand in register indirect
Address.
mode. Yeah, address. So
mode.
let us consider it is 2000. So next is what? Is effective address is R1?
Memory.
Yes, memory. So we need to go for memory. So inside a memory, you will be getting 2000 address. So inside that address, what will be getting, address or operand?
Operand.
Operand. Yes, operand. So here what it is saying ma, the contents of X. So X in this case is what? The X in this case is 2000. So if you go to that location, you will be getting an address. So in this address, the contents of that is nothing but this will become your effective address, and the contents is the contents of X, whatever that we have. So effective address is R1 or 2000 in this case. Effective address is what?
2000.
Yes, 2000. Whereas in this case, effective address is in register mode.
R1.
Yes, in register indirect mode, the effective address is the X location what we have mentioned. So this is 2000. And auto increment and auto decrement is almost the same as register indirect mode, but the difference is in auto increment mode, first we are performing an operation, then we are incrementing is auto increment, which is like post op. We are doing post operation, incrementing, post increment we are doing. Next is what auto decrement is. We are doing post decrement. First we are decrementing and we are performing an instruction. This auto decrement mode. This type of modes will be used in a stack operations. Now let me concentrate on relative addressing modes. 3C concentrate ma. We have done with register addressing mode, register indirect addressing mode, auto increment and auto decrement mode. Next, we need to concentrate on displacement based addressing modes. There are three main modes that we have used in displacement based addressing modes. What are those three? First one is relative addressing mode. See here. Relative addressing mode, base register addressing mode, index addressing mode. First, let me talk about relative addressing mode. Okay, so before going for that, first of all, for all these three, you will be having the same format like this. This is the main general format for all these three. Means what? Instructions will look like an opcode. We have a register and we have an address. Okay, so how can we calculate an effective address? Is we'll be getting an effective address by adding the address field, whatever we have in this address field. Let us consider 200, and inside this register we have 100. Okay, so it's like pointer to it. See here, if you go to that register, you will be getting an address. Not a operand. So it is saying as pointer to operand. Means what? This address is 100. Let us suppose inside a register you have 100 and inside an address you have a 200. If you add, then you will be getting an effective address. Means 200 plus 100. If you add, then 200 plus whatever we have in the register R. If you add, you will be getting a address called 300. So you need to go to that plus. It is saying no, the contents which is present in this and the contents which are present in the address, both you need to add. So you will be getting an effective address. So after adding whatever the address that we have, if you go to that address, you will be getting an operand. Is your displacement based addressing mode. This is a common one, but based on relative addressing mode, you will be selecting one type of special register. If it is base register, you will be selecting one type of a register. Now let me explain about relative addressing mode. In this mode, the contents of the program counter is added to the address part of the instruction to obtain the effective address. So for simplicity, let us consider we have a program counter address as 100 and the address part of the instruction 24, and this is an instruction with an address 100. Okay, so see, try to understand, ma. So we have in the address, let us consider there is an instruction called branch. There is an instruction called branch to a particular address called 124. Okay, so means what? So next immediate instruction which is present in this particular address will not be executed. It has to branch to that particular address called 124 and it has to execute what instruction which is present in this. Okay, so for that we can mention in the address itself in 127, but the problem is when we'll be going for relative addressing mode is that if you mention 124, the number of bits used for specifying 124 will be in the number of bits you occupied will be more. So instead of that, we'll be using simply an offset. We will be using a program counter contents, which is an address of a program counter, plus an offset value which is available in the instruction itself, which is 24. So if you add 100 plus 24, you will go to that branch address. So instead of specifying 124, you can specify it simply as 24, so that it goes to that particular branch instruction and it executes. Okay, and it executes. So that is relative addressing mode. So whenever in the question, if it is asked relative addressing mode, one of the register will be program counter. So program counter plus address part of the instruction, if you add, you will be getting an offset register. So when you will be using a relative addressing mode is when there are branch instructions jump to a particular location subroutine call. In such case, you can use a relative addressing mode where the number of bits occupied for storing that instruction address inside an instruction will be less. And one more doubt you can raise here is, I am saying that a program counter contains 100 has to be added with the offset value 24, so that you can reach to 124. Okay, but as we already decoded this instruction in this address instruction, then we know that there is a branch instruction. Means what? Already once this instruction has been fetched and started decoding, that means program counter will automatically incremented by 1, and now the program counter will be 101. Means what? If you add the contents of program counter 101 plus 24, you will not reach to the exact branch instruction, you will be reaching to 125. So for that we'll be using internally offset -1. Means what? In an offset we have a 24, will be decrementing that by 1, so that we'll be getting 23, so that we'll be reaching directly to the exact branch address, which is 124. This is relative addressing mode. So relative addressing mode means one of the register that we'll be using will be a program counter plus an offset. If you add, you will be getting to a effective address, which may be a branch instruction, that, or it may be a unconditional jump or a conditional jump. In that way, in this relative addressing mode is what? Index addressing mode. Concentrate ma index addressing mode. In this mode, the contents of index register is added to the address part of the instruction to obtain the effective address. See here, let us consider we have an array. Okay, so a of 0, a of 1, like, and we have an array like, okay, so we have an array. Let us consider the starting space of this array is, let us consider 2000. Okay, so this is your 2000. Next is what? Next will be 2001. Next will be 2002. Next will be 2003. Okay, so when you want to access this element, let us consider I will be filling some elements also, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so when we'll be going for indexed addressing modes, means when you want to access any specific element in an array, then you can go for index addressing mode, where in the index addressing mode, you will be giving the starting base address 2000 will be present in this. Okay, means what? The starting address of an array, for example, if you mentioned array size as 100, it starts with 0. You will be having a starting address, right? It is continuous memory allocation, right? Array?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, it is continuous memory allocation, but what's the starting address will be mentioned in the address part. Okay, this you should be clear about this one. This address part, the starting memory allocation for an array will be stored in an address part. The index will be stored in the index register. So see here, the starting according to this example, it is 2000 or 200. for sake of understanding. So index register is to which index I want to access. I don't want to access 1 2. I want to go directly to the second index. So for that, what I will be doing is I will be adding with a base the base address the index register. So base address is 200 plus 2. So if you add, I will be getting 202. So which is nothing but this address. So to access this element, based on which index you want to access, based on that you will be having index register given in this automatically. Means if you want to access the third location, then index register will be 3. So that the base index to 2000 plus 3, you will be getting 2003, so that you can access this element directly without going in a sequence. That is an advantage of index addressing mode. Is it clear, ma? Index addressing mode? Base register addressing mode. In this mode, the contents of base register is added to the address part of the instruction to obtain the effective address. First of all, you must know the difference between an index addressing mode and a base register addressing mode. Index register addressing mode, this is used in an arrays, where when you want to access a particular element in an array, so inside an index register, inside an index register you will be having in which index you want to access in an array, and inside an address part of an instruction will be storing the base address. So means what? The starting address of an array. Similarly, in a base register addressing mode, this is especially used for memory relocation. And let us consider your entire memory have a 4 segments. Let us consider, according to this, we have a 2 segments. One is an instruction, one is a data segment. Let us consider we have a data segment, and the other one is we have a stack segment. Okay, so let us consider the entire memory I divided into 2 partitions. One is a data segment and one is a stack segment. When let us consider the data segment is it starts from 100 and it ends the data segments at an address called 200, and 201 to 400 the address is allocated for stack segment. Okay, now what is this base register is? The base register, it stores a base address of a particular segment. So let us consider in this base register, let us consider it is 100. We have 100. Okay, means what? This is a base register, indicates for this particular segment what is the starting address. Base register 100. So this is an 100, and inside that 100 to 200 we'll be having n number of addresses, and in this, if you want to go for this particular location, we'll be including offset. Means what? From this location, which is called a base register, which will be stored in the base register, from this, if you want to go for a particular location called 102, then how much if you add an offset so that you can go to this particular location will be given in the address part. Means 2. So the base register is the starting address of a particular segment. So let us consider memory is divided into 2 segments. This segment concept you can even more clearly you can understand when we are discussing about unit 2 8086, but try to understand now. According to your sake of understanding, I have entirely partitioned the entire memory into 2 segments. One is a data segment and the other one is a stack segment. Whenever processor wants to execute a stack segment, then what it has to do, the starting address called 201 will be placed in a base register. And when you want in this also, I'm executing, the processor is executing the stack instructions, let us suppose, and a processor wants to execute this inside this stack segment, this location. For that, we need to add the corresponding offset value so that we can reach to this. So that will be mentioned in the address part. So this is your base register where it stores the starting address of that particular segment. Next, and this is used for, if this is the entire segment, the starting address will be mentioned in the base register, and from that, if you want to access a particular segment inside let us consider processor is executing now a data segment. So if a processor is executing a data segment, so the data as it is starting from 100, so that 100 will be available in the base register, as 100. Now in this, if it wants to execute in the data location called 130, so this 30 offset will be mentioned in the address part. So if you add both the starting base register contents called 100 plus the address part 30, so that you will be getting 130. So using this, you can go to this particular location. So this is your base register addressing mode. This is especially useful when you want when you are doing a program relocating. We are changing the location from one particular set of address to the other particular set of address, then this base register is used. Whereas index register, indexed addressing mode will be used in an arrays, inside an arrays, as an array is a continuous storage element. So if you want to access a particular element, so that particular index will be stored inside an index register, and in an address part it stores the starting allocation of an address. This is your index addressing mode and base register addressing mode. Revise once again so that I will be getting an answers very quick. So we studied about see here, ma. Fast, I want an answers fast. So here, this type of questions you will be getting in your question, ma. So here it is mentioned the program counter as 200, general register R1 as 400. This is your index register XR as 100 and accumulator. So it is asking to find the accumulator contents. Okay. First, if it is direct register, tell me effective address and tell me the contents of accumulator. Fast, effective address equals to 1 and accumulator contents equals to 1. If it is direct address, instruction will have an opcode and you will be having an address. Okay, this direct indicates in a mode you will be having a 0. So see here, first this is your memory location, these are your address. So in this, instruction is given only in 200 or it is given in 2 locations in a memory. Instruction, see, see here, ma. Yes, ma, I know that the time up, but try to concentrate. I will close the first unit. Concentrate. See here. First is what it is saying, load to accumulator, and it is having a mode and it is having an address equals to 500. This 2 is one instruction, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, okay. So in an address part, what we have in according to this instruction? ఏముందమ్మా address part లో? What is there in the address part?
202, ma'am.
This address part.
500.
Yes. Instruction, it is there. It is an instruction format. So in an opcode, we have a load and the mode is 0 or 1, or what is that mode will be depending upon what type of addressing mode that we have selected. And in address part we have 500. So let me start with direct addressing mode. So if it is direct addressing mode, tell me what is effective address, what will be the contents of accumulator. If it is direct means, you if you go to this particular address, will you get an operand or will you go to will you get an address, one more address? If it is direct, if it is direct,
Operand, data operand.
Yes. So if you go to that particular address, you will be getting a operand. So this operand, as it is loaded to accumulator, this operand has to be loaded in an accumulator. So accumulator content is 800. What is effective address?
500. 500, ma'am.
Yes, ma. Please, others also respond. It is very important. Now, immediate operand. Immediate operand means what? Immediate means you don't have any effective address. Immediate means what? Immediate means what, ma? Just now I explained, no? Immediate addressing mode means what?
It is present in the address location.
Operand is, yes. Immediate addressing means data needed by the processor is contained in the instruction itself. So you are not going anywhere for getting the operand. Means what? Accumulator contents will be what according to this example? Immediate operand. Accumulator is what? Means this 500 is an operand or address in immediate operand.
Operand.
Yeah, so accumulator contents will be
500.
500. Now tell me for indirect address. Tell me for indirect address, effective address, and tell me the accumulator contents.
800.
Yes, if it is indirect, so we have here 500, means you will be getting 1 here. So means what? If 500, if you go to that 500, as it is indirect, you will be getting one more address. If you go to this address, you will be getting an operand. So operand has to be loaded to accumulator. Why? Because you have here an instruction called load to accumulator. So accumulator content will be 300. What is effective
300.
address?
800.
800. Others also respond. Now tell me relative address. Relative address means what? The address which is present in the instruction plus program counter contents, both must be added so that you will be getting an effective address. Think and answer, ma. Tell me what is effective address first. What is effective address? The contents which are present in the address, which are 500 plus program counter. What we have in a program counter? Value which is
200.
mentioned. Should we add 200? Means what? Program counter, once 200 is started execution, means program counter will automatically incremented by 1. Now tell me what is program counter value?
201.
Next instruction is in 202.
Yes, very good. So it's not 201. 200 and 201 is a single instruction. This is one instruction. So next instruction is present in 202. So program counter is 202. Now program counter contains 202 plus the address which is mentioned in the instruction 500. If you add, you will be getting an effective address. Tell me what is effective address now?
702.
702. So this is your effective address for relative address, and accumulator content will be loaded with
325.
yes, 325. Next, tell me about indexed address. Index address means the address which is present in the instruction plus index register contents, both if you add, you will be getting an effective address. Index register, how much it is mentioned in the question?
100.
100 plus
500.
100 plus
600.
500, 600. So effective address is what for index addressing?
600.
Effective address equals to 600, and accumulator contents
900.
900. Now for register. Now for register. Now for register, ma.
R1.
R1, yes. So here inside this you will be having an R1. So in register R1 contents of accumulator, will you go for 400 for getting an operand in register direct? So accumulator contents are what in register direct?
400.
R1 లో ఏముందమ్మా?
700. Okay. 400.
Register direct is 400. Register indirect means what? Register
700.
direct means
700.
700. Yes. So registered effective address is what, ma? In registered indirect. Effective address is what in registered
400.
indirect? 400. Accumulator contents
700.
700. Very good. Very good. Now auto increment. Effective address is what? Auto increment, first whatever we have in this register, you will be going to that location, and next what? Effective address is what? 400.
400.
Accumulator contents. If you go to that 400 ఏముందమ్మా operand?
700. 700.
Next, tell me auto decrement. Hope that no one will do any mistake. Auto decrement. First
399.
decrement. Yes. effective
399.
address 399. And
450.
accumulator contents.
450.
450. Okay, so let me check is everything is correct or not. See here, 800, 500, 300, 325, 900, 400. This is the way that we need to calculate.